Hello everyone, a total war cry with a sly guy. And I hope you guys had a wonderful evening, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning today. It's currently day 2 of the community quarantine. So right now we are still at home, okay? And I hope everybody else at home staying safe. And just either playing Eternal or watching Sly Guy videos. So, what we're gonna do now is we'll take a break from Throne, and I'm gonna show you the other decks that I currently have, because it's gonna get pretty boring if you just see me piloting the Sly deck. Now, I'm not gonna use it on Throne. I'm just gonna go on casual so that you're gonna see it in action. And let's see here. So this is one of the currently decks I built called Time is Darkness, or Dark Times ahead. So here's the deck. I am using creatures that have deadly, and the creatures that'll make me draw. So I'm taking advantage of even-handed golem there, endless nightmare for the reanimation, and of course one of my favorite shadow cards, Piercing Grief, Charge, Life, Steal, and Revenge, and one of the newest ones which made this deck possible, Dread. Life, Steal, Charge, and Pledge. This is just like a Magic the Gathering Ball Lightning, which allows you to gain life. So that's really good against red strategy games. And you also have Memory Dredger with flying, and he can revive the other cards there. So this is one of my other favorite decks that I currently use. Okay, so let's go ahead and see this in action for today's Storytime video. Now, for today's Storytime video, let's go back to 1996. This was a time when, during the time I played Magic the Gathering, there was this really good deck known as the Urnhamgeddon deck. If you're familiar with Urnhamjin in Magic the Gathering, and if you're familiar with Armageddon, it's a really fast deck where you played units that gave you additional power, and you played a big creature or a big unit, like a 4/5, and then you cast Armageddon. Now, in Magic, that it destroys all lands in play. Now, the equivalent for that in Eternal is that it will bring both players' maximum power to 0. So you won't be able to do anything. Your opponent has a big unit. Your board is empty, and the opponent will just keep attacking as he destroyed your resources. So that was a cool deck, and I wanted to make it. So it will be the second deck I was using with my discard red-black Hypnotic Spectre deck. Now, I go over to Green Hills, which is the place where I used to play Magic the Gathering. I go through the stores, and none of them have Armageddon. So I try to build the deck, but I'm missing one of the key cards. And then I go through every single shop. Back then, they had about 5 shops that sold Magic the Gathering, and none of them had them, which was odd. Now, I go across this guy who walks into the store, and he says he has this binder to see what I want. And lo and behold, he has 20 copies of a card. He had 20 copies of a card. The card originally was, I think around that time, it sold for about, more or less, $8 to $10 because it was fourth edition. And he was selling it for $20 a card. Can you imagine? 1,000 pesos. Almost double value. And this is a problem. Physical card games, it's a problem of, well, basically society as a whole, called hoarding. Now, most people don't actually hoard for need. They hoard stuff to make a profit or go profiteering. How is this so? Let me give you an example. When Taal volcano exploded here in the Philippines, people were afraid of inhaling ash due to the negative effects of ash to the human lungs. Now, what happened was enterprising individuals decided to buy all the N95 masks. So they bought them in boxes. I mean, one person would buy like 10, 15 boxes of these masks. Then they'd resell them online. Now, recently, in the US, because of the coronavirus outbreak, a guy buys 17,700 hand sanitizers and alcohol. Okay, so he cleans up all the Walmarts, all the Walgreens, the dollar stores, and he just hoards them, and then he begins selling them off Amazon. Regular price for these hand sanitizers are around like what, $1, $2, and he sells them off for around $10, $15. I mean, that's absolutely nuts. And here in the Philippines, it's no different. When the coronavirus outbreak happens, people start hoarding bottles of alcohol or disinfectant. So they buy them by the box, and it's just mind-boggling because what are you gonna do with like 10 boxes of alcohol? And all of a sudden, Facebook online, Facebook Marketplace, their motive becomes very clear. Shows that they're selling them for almost 5 times the original price. So, what actually causes this? Okay, well, basic greed. And that would be one. Now, for people who just hoard but don't sell, it would be a phenomenon called the fear of missing out, or FOMO. Now, with FOMO, if, for example, in Australia, people begin to panic, people worry about the coronavirus, what they do is they buy rolls of toilet paper. So for no reason at all, they just get rolls and rolls of toilet paper. And it makes no sense, because how on earth will toilet paper prevent the coronavirus? I mean, I understand if they use mask, if they hoarded alcohol or something similar, but toilet paper. And it's not like the coronavirus will, as it crawl up your posterior. See, so that's not something that happens every day. So why? I mean, is it the fear? Is it the stress? Now, when you go back to magic, the problem continues to persist. When Urza Saga comes out, people start hoarding artifacts. People start hoarding Stroke of Genius, Tolarian Academy. I mean, they just hoard and hoard. And it causes a negative experience for the gamer, because here I am, I want to build a deck that I love, or I want to follow the current crowd and build a certain tournament deck, and I can't find the cards I need. And that basically is what caused the decline of popularity for physical CCGs, or collectible card games. Which is why we bring it to Eternal. In Eternal, you buy packs, and if there are cards you don't need, you turn them to Shift Stone. You use the Shift Stone to buy the cards that you do need. So this prevents hoarding. This prevents cards going out of circulation. Just like how some people in the US currently hoard like really old cards, like Power 9 cards, like Black Lotuses, Moxes, Time Walk, Ancestral Recall. So it prevents stuff like that from happening. And oh, I lost. Okay, but I hope you get the idea of how the deck works. So basically, it's just the stress, the problems, that the stress of not being able to build the deck you want, get the cards you want. So it pushes people away. You go to a game store, you open a binder, and you see trash rares and the commons that you don't need, and you eventually just settle to build a weak deck just for the sake of playing. Not a good thing. Well, Wizards has then fixed the circulation problem, because back then you couldn't buy cards online, but now you've got Star City Games. You have other online stores that ship overseas. So it's much easier to get a hold of cards right now. But back then, the hoarding that was taking place was just absolutely disgusting. So it's something that ruins not just collectible card games, but society as well. Okay, so even though we did lose, I will still open a pack of Defiance, and let's see what we get today. So today we get Optimus Prime, we get Wizzo the Wizard, and we get Frodo, the One Ring, and let's see what else we got here. We got Miss Captain America, Shield Bearer, we got Majin Buu, or this is Super Buu, I don't know. And right here we have the Stick of Knowledge, and we have Pikachu, and we also do have the girl from Rogue One, and we have the robot from Terminator. We also have a guy who is holding some. What is that? I don't know what he's holding. Looks like a compass of somewhat. And of course, we have the running man who looks like a woman. And finally, our rare today is... Ooh, yeah. Our rare today is Shadowlands Border Scout Flying Pledge. And when he hits the enemy player, you draw a card for each damage dealt. Wow. This guy looks as mean as Godzilla. Well, I hope you enjoyed our story time video today. So I hope you guys do stay safe. So we still have up until April 14th before the community quarantine ends. So we'll be making you more videos by then, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. You guys have a wonderful day, and make it Sligh.